Welcome back, everybody. Kicking with Cause, episode 87. It is a beautiful fall day outside here in Chicago. We got about a 55-degree breeze coming off the lakefront. And fellas, if you get a little bit too chilly out there, don't forget it. You could always tuck it back for a little extra warmth. Back to you, Jennifer. Thank you, Paul. I wanted to be a meteorologist at one point. By the way, I'm not sure if you tuck it, it gets warmer. I don't know. I'm just guessing, to be honest with you. I'm not really 100% sure. If you tuck it, if you really pull that thing like some Laffy Taffy and get it, I'm sorry. I don't even know. I don't even know why they let me have this microphone. I apologize. They just, sometimes, man, I say some things and I'm like, you know what? Maybe that hate comment where somebody said they should take my mic away. Maybe they were right. Maybe they were. Anywho, welcome back to the show. I don't know what that little stint was in the beginning. I always wanted to have like that meteorologist. I wanted to be a meteorologist at one point. I kind of just like the tonality of their voice. There was something like so comforting and soothing about it. I think it's maybe nostalgia. I think it's honestly nostalgia because I remember every morning when I was very young, I used to wake up in the morning. I used to, honestly, the more that I think about it, my mom, dude, I put her through to the ringer when I was younger. I used to wake up when I had to go to school for like kindergarten. I would be up at like 5:15 in the morning. And I would be like, now where the fuck is my chocolate milk? Okay. It was every fucking morning. I would wake up and then I would go to my mom's room. She would of course be sleeping. It's 5:15 in the morning. And I'd be like, so are we just going to lay here all day? Or are we going to go make somebody some fucking chocolate milk? Okay. I'm just like, I'm standing next to the fridge. Like it's not going to make itself. It's not going to make itself. But I remember I used to sit there and then my mom would, there was a little bit of compromise while I had my chocolate milk. I didn't need to see my shows right away. And then she would put the news on and check the weather. So I think that just kind of reminds me of when I was very young and kind of just takes me back to that time. But I did want to be a meteorologist at one point, which was very short-lived because I realized like, I don't know, maybe about a week later, I didn't actually want to be a meteorologist and I actually don't give a fuck about the weather or like the news or really anything. I gave a fuck. I mean, but anywho, I realized I didn't really care about that profession and that I really just wanted to be able to get dressed every day, look good, be on camera and just point at things. Oh, look at, right. That's all that's all at the end of the day. That's all we really want as a job is to just be able to look good and point at things. That's the dream job. The dream job is to look good and point. Those are the best jobs, right? I don't know, on the news. Well, obviously meteorologists, they do things. They know things about the weather. I'm not degrading their job. I'm just saying, look, I know you do a lot for your job, but the best part of your job is standing in front of shit and pointing at shit. That's the best part of your job, right? It's kind of like, I think, honestly, when I was very young, I just wanted to like, the dream job is like Wheel of Fortune, right? I thought that was my quickest way to get on camera. That was like that's what I realized. I thought that was going to be my quickest route to get on camera was to be a meteorologist because then I could get on camera, look good, point at things all day like I'm on fucking Wheel of Fortune. And we got a D, ding right there. I'm pointing, I thought, can we get an A? We can you can get all the way A's you want, And so that's I just realized that's just what I wanted to do. I just wanted to look good and point at things. Now I look disheveled most of the time when I come on here and I spew just misinformation and made up lies into a microphone, which is, listen, some of you might say Anthony lies a lot, but he tells more truths than your ex-boyfriend. So just remember that. He tells more truths than your ex. Okay. And that's a fact. And that's true. And if you think otherwise, then you're a crazy bitch. Also something that your ex taglined and I'm stealing. She's just so fucking crazy, man. God, dude, she's like, I'm out with my friends and she's like, hey, where are you? Out with my fucking friends, bitch. Like, get off my cock. Frat kid gets mad that his girlfriend loves him, right? That's why half for the relationship. Why can't you just leave me alone, dude? Oh my God. What is she she's texting me, where are you? Worried about you. Bitch, worry about your fucking self. Man, dude, my girlfriend wants me to like meet her family. And like, oh God, what a fucking bitch, dude. I just want to pop us in and gamble on the Jets. If you're gambling on the Jets, call the number. Just call the number. Just call the number. If you're gambling on any team in the state of New York, call the hotline. Okay? It's not gonna. It's okay. Call the hotline. I don't care if you've been winning. Call the hotline. Don't be doing that. What the fuck was I just talking about? I don't know. I just went on some random little bit. Oh yeah, I just wanted to. Who doesn't want a job where you could just look hot and point at shit? That's the dream. That's a dream fucking job, man. That's the dream job. And by the way, I got to say something, and I don't know if this is the right thing to say, but it's my show, and this is something that I believe in strongly, so I'm going to get it off my chest. The Wheel of Fortune, there was some rumors, I guess you could say, or information floating in the ether, okay? It was floating around the interwebs for a little bit that for some fucking reason, people were getting upset that it's always just beautiful women that were pointing at the letters, and they wanted to get a guy up there. That is the one. Listen, I'm all for obviously diversity, inclusion, equality, all for it, absolutely, in all assets and aspects of our lives except Wheel of Fortune. If I ever see a fucking dude up there pointing at the letters, I am gonna storm the studio. Okay? I am gonna storm the studio, and I'm gonna tackle him off of that fucking stage. Nobody wants to watch Andrew, 26 male from Santa Fe in khakis and a plaid t-shirt point at those fucking letters. I'm not, okay? Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that. You want to know why? Because women are objectively better looking than men. I mean, it's simple. It's fact. Nobody is going to disagree with that. Why would you? You could find me the hottest fucking man that's ever lived, and I'll find you at least 1,000 women that are hotter than him. That's really it. That's really it. That's it. Okay? It's just part of the show. Sure, make the host of the show a woman. Make everybody, you can make every single person who works on the show a woman. But if you change the girl who's touching the letters to a man, how good do you think Deal or No Deal would have done if there was 30 middle-aged bald men flipping open the cases? Not that there's anything wrong with being middle-aged and bald, but it's you know what I'm saying? There's a reason Howie Mandel was asking the questions and not opening up the cases. That's all I'm just going to leave it at. That's all I'm just going to I'm not saying anything. I'm not insinuating anything. And if you're thinking anything, then that's in your own head, and those are the conclusions that you're coming to by yourself. Okay? If you come to conclusions on this show while listening to me talk, it's never my own doing. I never am the reason that you make said decisions. I'm just a fun little, do you guys hear that? Do you guys hear that police siren? I really hope you don't, because that's going to be a little bit agitating into the show. I hope you can't hear that. Maybe you could. But listen, whatever conclusions that you come to on this show are your conclusions to have and your conclusions only. So don't come attacking me and berating me and coming to my front door and saying, well, Anthony Kaz made a really good point. I don't make any points. I just come on here and I run my mouth, and you come to your own decisions. Remember that. Remember that. Anywho, it is a beautiful fall day. For real. And I'm going to keep saying that every single week. And I know some of you are like, how many times are you going to bring up outside? I'm going to keep bringing it up every fucking week. Okay? Because it's beautiful. I went outside yesterday and I almost broke it. I almost started skipping, and then I broke into song like I was in a Disney movie trailer. A whole new world. I almost started, dude, I fully walked outside of my door, and for a moment I put my arms out because I thought a flock of birds was going to take me away. It was totally, I went on my back porch, and I was just like, for a moment I closed my eyes, and I was like, just this once, please. I won't tell anybody. Like the fucking birds can hear me. I was like, just this once, please. I'm sure there was like a cardinal in like a tree, like 3 houses down. He was like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Oh my God. I'm honestly at this point, just because I need to feel that level of like happiness, like being a Disney princess, I'm just gonna start going outside and just putting like bird feed like all along my arms and just standing in my backyard with my head up, just hoping for the best. My luck though, it'll just be like an angry pack of crows who just like literally just like tear my flesh off or something, which was like kind of graphic. Why did I say that? Don't crows do that though? No, obviously they don't. I don't think crows eat living people's flesh. I don't believe that's actually a thing. I'm 100% sure I just made that up. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I feel like I saw it in a movie somewhere, so it's probably not real, but you know, it is what it is. But it's so beautiful. Like when it's fall, the smell of fall breeze, the scent that comes with like a nice like 50 something degrees with like a nice breeze, the scent that comes with it, I just want to bottle that up and put it in a vape. Honestly, I just want to, oh my God. I want that into, if they could inject the smell and the feeling of a 55-degree, windy, slightly sunny, little bit of overcast day into a vape, my lungs would be fried in 2.5 years. Just, I mean, oh my God, I would be sucking on that thing like it was the fountain of youth. Just every waking moment. Every waking moment, I'd have my lips wrapped around that thing, like it was my oxygen, like it was the only thing that was going to keep me here on this planet. Some of you already do, and you know that's okay. You know, a little habit you have to break. Some of you suck that thing down like it's the fountain of youth. But you know, hey, I wish you the best. We all got our what is it? What's the word for that? Our trials and tribulations. No, I'm getting a little religious here. Hold on. I don't want to start preaching. Hold on. Wait. I could feel the Holy Spirit. Sorry. I got into my Southern preacher mode. You know where the devil is. It's in the vape juice. Amen. Hold on. I gotta get back in the deep. I gotta get back in the voice. Hold on. Let me get my Southern here. Let me work it out. Hold on. Just give me a moment. Hey, Southern, I got this F-150 parked outside. Okay, I'm there now. I'm there. You want to tell me, listen right here. You want to know where the devil is? The devil lives at the vape shop. Okay? The devil's in the vape juice. The devil's in the mango juul pod. Name me a child that sucks down a mango juul pod that is not a bisexual. Name the jewels and the vapes and all these different things that the kids are sucking on. You want to know what it's doing to them? It's turning them all gay. The vapes are churning. The vapes at the vape shop are turning the children gay. Hey, can I get an amen? The vapes are turning the children gay because they sit there and they're going, oh, wow, man, do I love sucking on this? I bet I would love sucking on something else. And then guess what? Gay, 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 gay. All it takes is one hit of that mango juul pod to turn your son gay. You know what's sad? That was probably like a real sermon that somebody had one day. They saw, right? They're trying to put 2 and 2 together. And they see that a lot of, they decide for themselves, I should say, not see. They decide for themselves that they see a lot of children. And, you know, teens and even young adults, of course. I'm a young adult, I guess. Well, not really. I'm not, I mean, I guess. Technically, I'm a young adult. I mean, I don't feel like an adult, and I don't think I ever will, and that terrifies me. But, you know, this isn't a therapy session. Let's get back to the podcast. I feel like once a week I say something that's like wildly depressing for some reason. Like it just comes out of me. and then we just move on. And that's what we need to keep doing. We just need to keep moving on because we're not going to, let's not dwell on what Anthony says. Let's talk in the third person. Why don't we? So everyone thinks you're fucking loony. But that is the Juuls. Are they turning the kids gay? Are they not? I hope they are. I hope everyone's gay by 2050. Honestly, just to entertain myself, I'm just going to start being in conversation. I'm just going to start saying like such insane shit just to entertain myself. What's that? Yeah, no, I do hope that my son one day marries, I do hope that my future bisexual son marries a robotic, transgender, communist, vaccine-loving Mormon. I do. Transgender, robotic, vaccine-loving Mormon. That is the life that I wish for my children. That's the life that I wish for the future. And I put my stamp on that life. I hope all the kids are gay. I hope in 2050, I hope all the kids are gay, and I hope every kid's gay, and they're all doing vapes and all this good stuff. I hope that for the children. I really do. I really, really hope that for the children. Anywho, should we get back to I like how this is how this episode's been. I go, what wonderful weather we're having, and then I go on some like weird rant about transgender robots, and then I'm like, isn't it beautiful outside? And that's really, if this is your first time listening, that's honestly just the duality of the show. That's honestly just the duality of the show. Is we go, hey, transgender robots, and then I do a bunch of weird voices and impressions, and then I go, but isn't it a beautiful outside? And that's really just how the show goes, right? I'll start doing like this angry fucking old man, and you get the hell off my front lawn, and then I go right back, and I'm like, but isn't it just like, imagine like the world we're living in? How beautiful is it? And you should and you should count your lucky stars, and it's really just a back and forth. And that's really how the show likes to go. But seriously, beautiful day. My sister actually this morning she decided yesterday, late last night, I should say, she decided on making a broccoli cheddar soup, homemade little broccoli cheddar soup, because she could never have any anywhere, even from like Panera, because it's like filled with gluten, I guess. She's gluten-free. So, so she's going to make a gluten-free broccoli cheddar soup. Normally, anything, if she's like, I'm going to make it gluten-free, I'm like, oh, count me out for dinner. Absolutely. I don't want to touch that garbage, but, I hope it's good for you. And I got to be honest too. I've realized I'll never say this to her because she'll take it very personally. So don't tell her, because she doesn't fucking listen to the show. I know she doesn't. She's a liar. Don't tell her this. It was her birthday a few weeks ago, and my mom got her, obviously, there's like a gluten-free bakery in Chicago. I forget the name of it, but there's like this gluten-free only bakery, and she goes there and she gets her the cookies, and she was begging me for days. She was like, please just try a bite of a cookie. You're going to love it. It literally tastes like there's gluten in it. I swear, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I took a fucking bite of this like lemon bar. I genuinely thought I was chewing on cardboard that somebody just squirted lemon juice onto. And listen, I'm not saying that bakery is shit or whatever. That's just how gluten-free tastes. And it's gotten to the point, and this is so sad, I almost shed a tear for her. I don't think she knows what like good food tastes like anymore. And that's sad, like, I don't think she knows. Like, it's gotten to a point now. She's been gluten-free for like 4 or 5 years where she hasn't had any gluten. And it's like, she doesn't even know anymore. And ignorance is bliss. She loved those. She was raving about those cookies, and ignorance is bliss. I was just standing there in the living room thinking to myself, oh my God, she has no idea. Anyways, she's making a broccoli cheddar soup today. But like I said, I'm in, because like apparently the only reason that there's gluten in the Panera one is because they put flour in it. I don't really like, That's not really a make, like, it just makes it a little thicker. I don't care if it's a runny broccoli cheddar soup, whatever. It's like gluten-free. It's still going to taste good. It's still going to be a bunch of fucking cheese in there with barely any broccoli. She just went to Trader Joe's to get the ingredients for that. And I don't really know why I'm telling you that. Oh, actually, I did tell her though. I heard that she was going, and then I went to her and I go, also, while you're there, make sure you get me a slutty little sourdough. And she just walked away. And I don't think she's getting me that slutty little sourdough. That slutty little sourdough. Sourdough is kind of slutty, isn't it? She thought I was like making a joke. Sourdough's a little slutty. It's got those little airy holes on it, a little bit of a rustic edge. Sourdough, there's something about it that's like weirdly, it almost feels like it's wearing, it's like the lingerie of breads. I don't really know how to explain it, but when was the last time, like when I go to a restaurant and I'm going through and all of a sudden I see grilled cheese on sourdough? Immediately everything on the menu is completely, it looks disgusting. I only want that. When there's sourdough on a restaurant, I get a little hot and heavy. I get a little hot and heavy when there's a sourdough. I would say it's a top 5 bread. Anywho, yeah, it's beautiful. It was just National Boyfriend's Day, which is nice. I will say though, a lot of the boyfriends I saw, didn't see them post on National Girlfriend's Day. Didn't see that. By the way, what is that about? What is that with guys? What is that? What is that? Where they like don't post, they like never post their girlfriends. Oh, I don't post. Post your queen. Oh, I don't post. You can't post your queen? I don't really like social media. You can't post your queen? I'm sorry. What's that about? What's that about? There's going to be dudes that are pissed about this. I'm going to post this as a clip. There's going to be dudes that are pissed. They're going to get in the comments. They're going to be like, dude, don't get the fuck out of my relationship. Oh, dude. And by the way, dude, nobody call me a pick me for this either. Listen, don't pick me. I don't want anybody to pick me. Doubt me. Don't pick me. Don't pick me, doubt me. So that I can come back stronger. Okay? Don't pick me, doubt me. This isn't a pick me take though. This is just like basic human. This is basic modern day manners, actually. You can't cause listen, it's one thing, right? And you're like, oh, my girl doesn't care. She cares though. She does. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things where it's like, she wants you to post her. Unless she explicitly says to you, like, please never post me on your Instagram ever. Then I would get a little bit concerned, right? Because clearly she's dating one of your friends on the side. Maybe Todd. Maybe the one that you think is a little bit better looking than you, but you're not 100% sure. But you know deep down that he's definitely better looking than you, but you pretend that like you're so good looking and that your girlfriend wants you and definitely not him. She's fucking him on the side. And that's fine for her. Maybe not for you. I think, I mean, whenever National Boyfriend's Day comes around, there's always far more posts than you saw on National Girlfriend's Day. Now, I don't know the exact numbers. I don't know the exact pie chart, or if I'm even giving you statistical correct information, but I'm just going off a vibe. Right? The girlfriends always post their man. Yet that same man is never posting his girl to the gram. It's radio silence. Maybe it'll be like, you know how dudes post on Instagram? They'll post their girl. You won't know that a guy, if you don't personally know a guy, you will not know that they have a girlfriend until it's 1 year later in the relationship. And then it'll be like a random photo from 6 months ago that she probably didn't approve. And he threw it on his Instagram story and he was like, heart you, and didn't even tag her. What is that? Like, 1 year anniversary, heart you, no tag. What are we doing, man? Do you even like your girlfriend? I mean, what the fuck? Do you even like her? Do you even like her? I don't think that a lot of them do. I don't think that a lot of you do. I mean, the girls get online and they're proud, right? I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of them shouldn't be, but they post. They post you a lot. They're proud to show you off and show everybody what their boyfriend looks like. And like I said, most of them shouldn't be. Most of them should be acting very secretively, posting like random 1 years with no tag and a subtle I heart you on their Instagram story. That's what they should be doing, but that's what you're doing for some reason. And you're dating a drop dead girl. Drop dead, and your girl's drop dead gorgeous, and you're posting her once a year on your Instagram. Get your shit together. Get your shit together. Get it together. Get it together or give her my number. What are we doing? What are we doing? I would be, dude, if I had a girlfriend, I'd put her on the gram. And in all honesty, it would kind of give me an excuse to post more, right? Because I hate taking like solo pics. I know I post them because I kind of have to keep my Instagram up to date. And like, this is what I do for a living. So I have to post the solo pics, gun to my head. I have to. Okay. And I do maybe twice, 4 times a year if I'm feeling real fucking crazy. But if I had a girlfriend, there'd be a post every week. Me and Bae. It's simple, it's easy, and you're going to get more likes because assuming that your girlfriend is gorgeous, right? I come up on your page and everybody's like, yeah, cool, whatever, I'll double tap. I come on your Instagram feed with my beautiful, gorgeous, drop dead bombshell girlfriend. Double tap times 20. Double tap times 20. All of a sudden my likes are going to leap through the moon. Okay? So post your girl. Right? Post your girl. Right? And I'm not saying if you've been together for like a month, you need to post her. No, let's calm the fuck down. Do you have to, here's a good question. Do you say I love you first? Or do you post to Instagram first? I think you have to say I love you before you get on the gram. Getting on the posting, in all honesty, once you post somebody that you're with on social media, that's basically saying it's either marriage or we're done. Like when you post somebody on the gram, I feel like, right? I feel like the main reason a lot of these dudes, and I'm not trying to stir the pot and I'm not trying to ruin any relationships because I really don't want to, but I'm just saying, and listen, if you're a girl listening or you're a guy listening, you know your partner better than I do. So don't let me persuade you in any way or form. Okay. Don't get home later. Okay. Based on anything I say and be like, I was listening to this fucking show earlier and you know what? You don't fucking love me enough. And then get in this whole argument and break up with your boyfriend and storm out of the house and take the kids. Don't do that. Okay. Let's all take a breath. Okay. Let's all take a breath. Okay. I'm just running my mouth. I don't know a lot of things. I'm just running my mouth and I'm an observer. I'm just observing what I've been seeing. And I'm just relaying sad information. And is that really a sin? No. Is that really a sin? No. It's not. I'm just relaying the information. So yeah, post your queen, dog. Post your queen. And you know what? And if you don't really like her like that, then quit being a pussy ass little bitch and break up with her, okay? Because it's not going to make anybody's life better if you keep stringing it along because you're a scared little pussy ass hoe ass bitch. Okay? Because you're a scared little pussy ass hoe ass bitch. Do you want me to get the Lorax involved? He knows a guy who will beat your fucking ass. The Lorax knows a guy. I'm like this with the Lorax, especially around this time of year. This time of year is when I fucking thrive. I'm like the Lorax. I'm basically, especially this time of year, how much I love leaves and the trees and the weather in the fall. This is when I thrive. This is where I belong. I belong in this time of year only specifically. This is like my time of year. This is my time of year. When you really break it down and you really think about it, I'm really like the Lorax in so many ways. At the end of I speak for the trees. Do you know how many TikToks I've made about like, oh, it's fall? So many. I'm always talking about the leaves and the weather and the trees. I'm basically the Lorax, except like I'm not like too heavily invested. Like I got other shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Like I speak for the trees, but like from afar, you know, like I speak for the tree. Like I'm not, I'm not going to chain myself to an oak, right? I'm not going to chain myself to an oak and be like, no, right? I'm not gonna start like group chants. I'm not gonna get together like I'm not gonna get together like a Facebook group that's titled like we won't let this we won't let this oak on 7th Street get taken down because we're strong and we're better than them, and like we have like fences and we have signs and picket fences. I'm not gonna like chain myself to the tree and be like, if you want to cut this down, you're taking me with it. I'm gonna be like really far away, maybe like 100 feet away, like scrolling Instagram, like semi paying attention, and I'm gonna be like, no, stop, no. Like that, like that's the level of activism that I bring to the table. It's not a lot, but it's more than most of what you do. You know, it's not a lot, but it's more than most. And that's really what's important. I'm what they call like a selective activist. Like like I'm not, once again, I'm not gonna like chain myself to a tree or, you know, or like chain myself in the middle of a forest that they're like stripping down and be like, if you want to take this tree, you're taking me with it. I'm gonna be like behind the fence, you know, that they put up. I'm gonna have a hard hat on. I'm gonna be like a safe distance away, and I'm gonna be on Instagram live being like, this isn't okay. This isn't right. We need to fight. When in reality, I'm like 300 feet away, like just like screaming into the void, not even really doing anything about it. Because, you know, like I speak for the trees, but like, I'm not going to go to the rainforest. I'm just going to like post an Instagram story, you know? I'm just the modern day Lorax. I'm the modern day Lorax. He spoke for the trees, and it was during a time where you had to get your feet on the ground and you had to get out there and you had to get down on the front lines. But me, I'm just, you know, I'm posting Instagram stories. I'm posting other graphs that I found somewhere that I'm not even 100% true, that I'm not even 100% sure are correct, but I'm posting them to my Instagram story because I'm a tree ally. I speak for the trees, but in all honesty though, I totally would have went 50-50 on a Thneed. Like if I'm the actual Lorax in that exact timeline, in that Dr. Seuss book, standing in front of this man offering me a cut. I mean, did you see how many fucking trees he cut down? Right? Listen, I mean, activism is beautiful, but like generational wealth lasts forever. I just have this sort of spiritual connection with nature that I think most of us do. I think we all do, but a lot of you have lost that childhood sense of spark and wonder and imagination that allows you to tap back into the environment. I mean, when I walk outside, I put my toes in the grass. I hear the grass scream my name. They're like, leader, leader, right? When I When the wind blows, you just hear a cool autumn breeze. I hear, we love you, right? It just, it's the wind feeds me riddles that I have to solve. The wind feeds me riddles that I have to solve. I don't know why. Maybe I'm the chosen one. I think I am. And if you think I'm lying, well, that's your right, isn't it? Yeah, but when I go outside, I put my toes in the grass. You hear every single blade of grass. They're like my little minions. They scream, they go, leader, we love you. I love you. Leader, right? And they just like, they love me. They love me. When I lay down in the grass and they just, when I hug an oak and the leaves are battering in the wind and I hug this oak tree, most of you hear nothing. I hear, he gets us. Like they know, they know that I get them. They're like, he gets us. That's what they say. That's what I have no reason to lie. That's what they say. They go, he gets us. He gets us. He gets it. He gets it. They know, man. They know, man. They truly know. They get me, I get them. It's sort of like this one little thing. By the way, if you're a fucking licensed therapist that listens to the show, in one ear and out the other, babes, do not send me a detailed email with a fucking PDF link to the DSM, right? Isn't that what that little book? Well, isn't that little book? Huh? Isn't it that little book? I've seen that little book far too many times in my life. Okay, that little book you guys like to flip through. Oh, let's see what problem we're gonna give you today. Yeah, that little book. I've seen that book one too many times. Okay, I've seen that book far too much in my life. Get that little book out of your hand. Well, Anthony, I know that you're kidding, but I think a lot of the things that you're saying in your recent podcast episodes is that you might have. That's what I hate. That's what I hate about therapists, you know? That's why I don't go to a therapist. Want to know why I don't go to a therapist? Because all they like to do is go, you. It's always you, right? It's always about me. It's always about me. They're always like, you need to do this. You need to fix this. You should change this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't know this was tear me down. I didn't know this was tear me down hour. I'm sorry. You need to do this. You need to do that. Why don't you work on those bangs, Jennifer? Oh, wow. Okay. It's been 37 minutes. Not once have I brought up those eyebrows, but you continue to bring up my anxiety. Interesting. You know, all they want to do is they want to go, you need to fix this. You need to fix that. I'm sorry. I noticed that 3 weeks ago, you fixed the picture frame on your front desk that used to have a man in it. And now it has your sweet golden retriever. Shall we discuss that, or shall we continue on the ADHD train here? Shall we continue on my problems? Okay, so don't come attack me. Okay, 3 weeks ago, that same picture frame, you know, it had a man, and now it has 3 cats and a lot of sweater, a lot of turtleneck, a lot of upper neck fabric going on. Do we want to discuss that today? Or shall we continue to discuss my anxiety? And listen, and none of you therapists, you better not use me as a fucking case study and be like, look what happens. None of you, I swear, there probably is a therapist using me as a case study. Just like writing like so there's probably somebody in fucking school right now, finishing up school, writing a thesis on my podcast. Honestly, if you want to, I would happily, no joke, if somebody wanted to write a thesis on the show and you wanted to like low key, if you say that I'm insane, but like just like a little bit, I'll do an interview. Not too much though. Don't make me seem like I'm out of my mind, but I'm sure there's somebody who's like writing a thesis right now who's like, the subject continues to laugh at himself even though there's nobody else in the room. It's quite... Great. Now their next sentence. The subject is slowly becoming self-aware, yet he still laughs at his own jokes, which I find quite interesting. We will look deeper into our subject next week. Listen. Leave me alone. Damn it. Fuck. Dickheads. Leave me alone. No, seriously, that's why I don't like therapists, though. And by the way, I'm obviously kidding. Therapists are amazing and wonderful, and that's what you pay them to do. You pay them to break down your problems. And listen, I got problems, and they should tear me down, right? If I walk into a therapist office, I want them to clock my shit immediately. I'm not walking in there so that they could be like, it's okay. I want them to be like, listen, you need to get a fucking grip, right? I'm sad. Okay. Tell me more, right? I don't know if I would like a man therapist or a woman therapist more. I don't really have a gay man. That's who I want as my therapist, because they tell it how it is. And that's not really right. And that might be a stereotype that like you're not supposed to say, but I think that's a nice stereotype, right? They're honest. If I'm ever on the fence about an outfit, just ask a gay dude. I just ask a gay man. And they're not going to be like, oh no, you look okay. You kidding me? They're going to tell me straight up. They're going to look at me and be like, I wouldn't fuck that. Straight up, I'll change my sweater. You know what I'm saying? Like, be dead honest with me. Right? I want to know. I wouldn't hit that. Straight up, I'll change. That's all I need to hear. That's all I needed to hear. That's it. That's why I feel like a gay man as my therapist, I think I would figure out my problems in a month and a half. Like they would set me straight in a month and a half. I don't even, they would set me straight. Also, I feel like they would really, I like to gossip, and I know they like to gossip. I feel like we would really get along. Now I really want to get a therapist now, just for that. Just for that. That's also another reason why I can't be a therapist though, because I would gossip, you know? Like I know obviously if I got a therapist, they wouldn't gossip with me because they're professionals, but I would want them to gossip. If I was a therapist, that's the one reason I wanted to go to school for like mental health stuff. But honestly, here's a little secret for you. There was like a good 6 months of my life where I was like, I need to go to school and I want to go to college and I want to get a degree in psychology. And then it took me about 6 months to realize, not even really, I knew it the whole time, but I was just lying to myself. The only reason I actually wanted to be a psychologist was that so I could figure out my own brain. I didn't actually want to be a psychologist. I just wanted to get as much information as possible to fix myself. Which is probably not a good place to start if you want to be a therapist. Like, why did you get into psychology? Well, just off the fucking rails, and nobody's really figured out why, so I figured I might as well take a stab at it. You know? I might as well. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like all these bunch of professionals haven't been able to figure it out. I might as well take a fucking stab at it, Jennifer. Might as well take a fucking stab at it. But oh man, I knew I couldn't be a therapist if I went through with that. I knew I could. And I know there's other jobs with the psychology to go, well, is there? Yeah, I mean, I guess there is. You know, you could be in the research field, I'd imagine. You know, of course, there's other jobs, but I'd assume the most common is a therapist or social work or something of that nature. I knew I couldn't be a therapist because I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I like to pretend like I don't like to gossip. That's not true. I don't pretend like I don't like to gossip because I love to gossip. I wouldn't if somebody came in and they just told me something juicy. You know what I'm saying? Just something juicy. Just a little, you know what I'm saying? Something nice and juicy, nice little spring. Something so juicy. You're just like, something so juicy that I'm just looking at my patient across from me sitting on the couch going, why aren't we at Nobu right now with multiple bottles of wine spewing this information? You know, like, why aren't we sitting next to each other eating sushi, just letting it fly because nobody's going to hear but me and you? You know, I would be terrible if somebody came in with something nice and juicy, looked at me and been like, listen, I don't know what to do. I cheated on my husband with his brother and now I'm pregnant. You're telling me I have to go home to my fucking family after that and just be like, yeah, good day at work, hon. What? No. I'm going to walk in that front door and be like, bitch. I would walk in that front door, uncork a bottle of wine, pour myself and my wife just a nice big glass, tell her to sit down and go, bitch, you'll never believe. Like, I'm going to be like, bitch, you'll never believe. I wouldn't be able to do it. That's why I eventually honestly didn't become a therapist, because I wouldn't be able to do the doctor-patient confidentiality. I wouldn't be able to handle it. It would be too much on me. Like, you're telling me I'm supposed to like go get a coffee with a friend and they're like, what's going on in your life? And I'm supposed to just be like, same old. Like, I'm not bubbling over with like one of the best, I'm not bubbling over with one of the best drama novels. I'm not bubbling over with a story that could be one of the best drama novels of the last century. And I'm just supposed to sit there and be like, yeah, same old, same old. It ain't, because it ain't. Oh, I wouldn't be good. Oh man, I'd be a gossip. I'd be a terrible, terrible gossip. I'd be the worst therapist. Everybody would know everybody. They would have to fire me within a month because everybody would know everybody's business. Now, I would never, ever name names or gender or maybe I would name, or maybe I would switch the gender around. Like maybe if the wife cheated, I would say the husband cheated. I would switch things around, but somehow, some way that story's getting out of me. I would never reveal people's personal information and their personal lives. Absolutely not. But if you're telling me that I couldn't tell maybe a generic story, that maybe I left out a couple key details, but it's basically the same thing. I can't even tell that story. No, I'm not doing that. I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't be able to hold it in. Because I would want to tell my wife everything. Like every day I'd be like, you wouldn't fucking believe, you know? Like I would be so excited to get home and gossip every single day. And that's terrible. That's terrible. Anywho, what else I want to talk about? I added some current events today because I realized that we haven't been doing those, mainly just because I keep running my fucking mouth and like I just don't shut the fuck up. So obviously we continue to skip over current events. But I decided this week we're going to get into current events. Oh, actually, I also want to say, wait. Also, speaking of fall, let's go back to it, right? How beautiful is it outside? How beautiful is it outside? You know, I also switched the background today. If you're watching, it's, you know, it's still spooky. It's sort of like there's a nice castle in the background. It's sort of eerie outside. You know what's crazy too? Whenever I see like a photo like that, where it's like, there's like a dark pumpkin, there's leaves all over the ground. It's like, it's not nighttime, but it's so cloudy that it feels like it is, but it's just like 1 PM and it's kind of like spooky and there's a slight breeze and you have a hoodie on and it's just, and it feels like somebody's watching you, but you're not sure from where. And like, you're kind of like, ooh, I'm scared, but like, ooh, like, who is it? You know, like, who is it? Who's watching me? You know what I'm saying? And it's sort of like this, I'm scared, but I'm also like intrigued and like kind of hot and heavy right now because like, who's in my bush? You know what I'm saying? Not like that. I meant like, you know, like an outside, like a bush, like a plant. I'm not talking about Betty's beaver. Okay. That was terrible. That was Betty though. If anyone's listening with the name of Betty, I think I just found your new Snapchat private story name, didn't I? Betty's beaver. Sorry. Actually, don't make that your private. Listen, do what you want with your life, Betty. Do what you want. I'm going to shut up now. Spotify. That's what I wanted to bring up. Sorry. Spotify has dropped this new feature. And I don't want to say any mean things about Spotify because I do. One of the places that my podcast is hosted is on Spotify. And if it's not number one, it's number two. It's between that and Apple Podcasts where it gets the most amount of listens. So I'm not going to say anything negative about Spotify. I think they're a great company and they're, you know, everything they do is wonderful and amazing. And I'd love to give their CEO a little smooch. Or maybe not, whatever they want. Honestly, I'm open to really anything. But I don't know if every Spotify has this or like if it's slowly being worked out, but there's this new thing that's like an AI playlist maker, I think it's called, like AI. Anyways, essentially how it works is you type in, you click it, and then I think it's still in beta mode. I don't know a lot. Okay. I'm just explaining it to you. But basically, when you go on there, it allows you to, it said I could type in whatever I wanted. And then it would curate a playlist to sort of match that vibe. I think it's still, like I said, it's still in the beta stages. So I think it still has a couple kinks to work out because I was really putting it to the test. I mean, I was just pulling out the works. Like, I think what they were looking for somebody to do was be like, oh, pre-party with the gals mix, you know, and then it would come up with a playlist for that. Whereas me on the other hand, first thing I typed in, I was like December 25th, 2007. I'm underneath my Christmas tree. I just opened my DS and I want to feel that nostalgic euphoria. And it gave me like Moneybag Yo. And I'm not really, listen, I love Moneybag Yo. Don't get me wrong. I fucking love Moneybag. But I don't know if Moneybag Yo makes me feel the same way that I felt on, Christmas, December 25th, 2007. Listen, okay? Maybe he does. Maybe I'm listening to the wrong Moneybag Yo songs. But that's just how it is. Then there was another one. I typed in to try and get an answer. I typed in, what was it? I typed in something along the lines of, I'm walking on a trail through the forest on October 16th. It's about 55 degrees with a light breeze. It's an overcast where the sun occasionally will peek in and out of the trees, and it's cold enough to where I feel it on my face, but not cold enough to where I feel like I need something more than a hoodie. And I smell in the distance just a scent, just a subtle, small, sultry, tantalizing little scent. Little intriguing little scent coming from a small little farmhouse, right? Coming out the vents of this smell of the sweet apple cider donuts in the distance. And so, as you can see, I got a little specific, and then it gave me don't tell him YG. And that was the second time that it did that. I'd like to clarify. I know some of you are like, didn't you say that on TikTok? I did, because it has it on, for some reason, on my Halloween mix. And then when I gave it like very specific instructions, I think all the AI heard was October 16th, Wednesday night party, we're shaking ass, don't tell him YG. And listen, I don't know if the AI still needs to work some kinks out. Absolutely, it's in the beta. Or if they just made the AI like a little, you know, a little bit of a party animal that just wants to shake some ass. So I feel like every time I ask for a playlist to sort of fit a vibe, it'll fit the vibe 90% of the way. And then at the end, they're like, but don't you want Glorilla too? And I'm like, what? This is for a funeral, you know? Like I know, seriously though, I'm convinced if I typed in like chill music for a funeral, it would be 99% perfectly curated. And then they're like, but don't you want Glorilla too? Like, right? And then just at the bottom of the playlist, it's just like Sexy Red. And I'm like, what? And they're like, but, right? It's what she would have wanted, right? You're at some funeral, it's what they would have wanted. They would have wanted Sexy Red. But can you imagine being at a funeral and it's just like playing like really like somber instrumental piano music, and then all of a sudden it hits shuffle, and in the background you hear, ooh, baby. Oh, babe, I love you. You're my everything. Fucking favorite, right? You just that would, oh man, I would love it. I would love it. You know what? You know what I'm gonna start doing? No, that's terrible. I shouldn't. I shouldn't even say it. No, I'm going to say it. You know, it'd be really funny if I should start making, because I have a decent following on Spotify, just so you guys know, not to flex or anything. Okay. I think one of my playlists has like 11,000 likes. So like, get with it, whatever, get with it. I kind of have a nice, I curate a nice vibe, and people are starting to catch on, and I appreciate the acknowledgement. Okay. I appreciate the support. But anywho, I think how fucking funny would it be if I just made like very specific playlists, like Christmas Eve, somber Christmas Eve playlist, right? Like background Christmas Eve playlist, or background funeral mix, right? And I made them look super generic and basic, and I just put for the entire catalog just hours upon hours of perfectly curated music, and then just like I mix in there every once in a while like Moneybagg Yo come on or something. Right? Or just like all of a sudden it's like bow bow bow. Ski, and I've been here with me trying to see what's up. Ski. That would, oh man, but honestly though, wouldn't I create stories for others though? Maybe the wrong stories. I probably shouldn't do that. Maybe somebody will get in like a lot of trouble and be like, I didn't know it said funeral mix. Damn right, you didn't know. Goddamn peepaw. What the hell? Can they see my moose knuckle? Who the hell put this on the funeral playlist? Who? All right. Nobody better be talking about no goddamn moose knuckle at Peepaw's funeral. God damn it. Fuck. Oh my God. Anywho, should we get into current events, guys? All right, let's do some current events and let's get the fuck out. Let's do some current events and let's get the fuck out of here, man. Not like I want to leave. Trust me, I love running my mouth and I would continue to run my mouth, but I have to get to therapy for my shoulder. Got to get a little PT in. Man, dude, they've been working my fucking ass off at PT. I thought it was because like, I didn't know, because I was used to sort of like the lax PT after surgery, because that's the only other time I've had physical therapy, I believe, is when I've had a surgery, obviously. But this time around, since I'm kind of trying to not get surgery and I've already had surgery on my shoulder before, so I really don't want a second one, because they're probably going to, if I get a second one, they're probably going to have to put fucking screws in my shoulder, and I really don't want that. So I've been doing the physical therapy instead. And when you're not off of surgery, they ramp that shit up. And like, I even said to my doctor, I was like, are we like concerned? Like, I know we're trying to strengthen it, but I feel like we're moving at such a fast pace. Like, what if it pops out? He's like, it might. Like, I don't. And I'm like, well, that's not really, I don't. Okay. I went into last doctor's appointment. I went in with like a slight concern, and I was like, could it pop out? He's like, I mean, for sure. But I mean, like, we're just hoping for the best. And I was like, what? He's like, well, yo, obviously the more you strengthen it, the lower the percentage goes down. But at the end of the day, your shoulder is torn. So like, it's definitely way more susceptible than other people to get popped out. And I was like, oh. And I was like, no, I knew that, but like, I thought I was going to physical therapy so that I don't have to have surgery. He's like, yeah, but it's not going to be like 100%. I'm like, oh, okay. No, that's what I was hoping for. That's super positive. But honestly, in all honesty, I'm just trying to get it. I'm just trying to get it to 70%. If my shoulder's 70%, I'm not getting surgery. What am I, in the military? What, like, what the fuck? Even the doctor, I don't know if I said this before, but the doctor, when he was saying like which people would need surgery, he's like, if you do like some type of manly job, like if you're a fireman or a construction worker or you're in the military, he goes, right away I'd make you have the surgery because, you need that for your life. He goes, but if you're just sitting behind a desk all day, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, no, fucking throw that in my face, absolutely. He goes, if you're just sitting, he said it in a very nice and mannered way, but what I heard in my head was, if you're just sitting on your fucking ass all day, picking lint out of your belly button, you don't need surgery, pussy. Obviously it's not what he said, but that is what I heard. Anywho, current events. First of all, no jokes here. Anyone who is dealing with or is in the area of the hurricane that is coming on, we just had one, or you guys I didn't just have one. Obviously I don't live near there, but the United States, it hit Florida. There was just one that hit. Now there's another one coming. I believe when this episode comes out, it will just be touching land in Florida. Everything I keep seeing about it is like it's getting bigger and bigger. It's a category 5 at this point right now. Right now, I think they're predicting that it could, hit land at a 4 or a 3. I'm hoping that it doesn't hit land at a 4 or 3. I'm hoping it goes down to a 2 maybe, right? Obviously, I'm hoping for the best here. But I just want to say, A, I have family down there. And B, any of you who are listening, if you know anybody who's in that area, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, wish you guys the best, hoping for the best, and hoping that everybody stays safe and that you're all good. Nothing funny here. Just wanted to say that, as once again, I believe the episode comes out on the same day that the hurricane comes in. So genuinely hoping for the best, wishing for the best, wish nothing but the best, stay safe. Yeah, that's what I want to say. Anyways, back into lighter news and funnier things, hopefully, maybe not. Let's see here. TikTok's getting sued. TikTok is getting sued by 13 states and DC. TikTok faces new lawsuits filed by 13 U.S. states and District of Columbia on Tuesday, accusing the popular social media platform of harming and failing to protect young people. That's interesting. TikTok intentionally targets children because they know kids do not yet have the defenses or capacity to create healthy boundaries around addictive content. Really? Are you sure it's children? Do you know how many fucking 55-year-olds see AI on Facebook and repost it because they think it's real? I'm more worried about like 50-plus-year-olds seeing AI on Facebook and reposting it because they think it's real, then I am worried about Gen Alpha. Listen, Gen Alpha might not be able to read, but they know that the pack of wild dogs cooking sausages on a frying pan in the middle of the wilderness is an AI photo, and I think that's more important. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Gen Alpha might not be able to read a book, but at least they could read a fucking room, okay? And they might not be able to read a book, but at least they can acknowledge when something is a fake image, okay? Something is a doctored image. At least when they see a fucking small boy, a picture of a small boy somewhere, right? When they see a picture of a small boy somewhere and it says, hey, this little 7-year-old boy just built this amusement park, and then some old ass fuck goes, oh my God, beautiful. The children are really changing my perspective. That's the motherfucker I'm worried about. I'm not worried about the Gen Alpha. Yes, they could learn how to read and like work on social skills. They gotta listen and get off the iPad. Listen, they might be addicted to the iPads and not know how to read. They don't know a lot. But the older generation doesn't know shit either. So, hey, there's two sides of every coin, right? Two sides to every coin, right? Every generation has its problems. But yeah, I would be a little bit more worried about that. Also, this is just like a bunch of bullshit. This lawsuit. Young people are struggling with their mental health because of addicted social media platforms like TikTok. No, young people are struggling with their mental health because it costs $37,000 a month to rent an apartment. That's why, okay, okay? Do not, it ain't the young children. The children are on TikTok because there's no longer a third space, okay? They no longer could just, walk into these little restaurants. They no longer could just walk into restaurants as a college student and every single day or a few times a week and hang out with their friends, eat some food and drink something because it's going to cost them half of their fucking tuition to eat there 3 times a week. That's why they're not. That's why. Okay. TikTok is just TikTok. TikTok is TikTok. Social media will always be there. I think you need to strip away, okay? Just because you have a bunch of insider information and half of your fucking stock portfolio in Meta, okay? You know what we should do? If you're the next person who wants to put a lawsuit on TikTok, let's first, before you're allowed to put a lawsuit on TikTok, you have to empty all the money that you have in Meta, in Snapchat, in, Instagram, Facebook, any other social media platform. You got to rip that down. You got to get rid of that money. TikTok's platform is dangerous by design. It's an intentionally addictive product that is designed to get young people addicted to their screens. Then what's Instagram, jerk off? Instagram's just a shittier version. They're just doing a shittier job at getting people addicted. That's the goal of all social media. Oh, well, TikTok wants to get everybody addicted. You don't think YouTube wants you to be on there 12 hours a day? Fuck out of my face. Virtual strip club with no age restrictions. Washington. What? Of facilitating sexual exploitation of underage users, saying TikTok's live streaming and virtual currency operate like a strip club with no age restrictions. Who's getting on TikTok live and showing their tits? And where's my link? I mean, who's getting on TikTok live and showing their knockers? Where? I mean, maybe they are, but people are getting on live and showing their knockers everywhere. So what's the complaint with the exact complaint with TikTok? That's what they keep doing over and over again. They're beating a dead horse. We need to get rid of TikTok. No, you need to get rid of TikTok because it's hurting you financially. That's the only reason. You want to get rid of TikTok because you can't control every single narrative that's flowing out of the app. Quit. Enough. Just go make a fucking lawsuit. Be confident. Put your fucking dick and balls on the table and say, listen, I'm insider trading. I'm losing money. TikTok needs to go. It's changing the narrative and we're not allowed to control the public as easily as we want to anymore. Get on the news and say that, pussy. Okay? You wanted all this money and power to be a politician. Now get up there and quit being a bitch. Say something that matters and say it with your chest, fuckboy. God. What else are they saying? Let's see. The U.S. Justice Department sued TikTok in August for allegedly failing to protect children's privacy on the app. Other states previously sued TikTok for failing to protect children from harm, including Utah and Texas. TikTok on Monday rejected the allegations in a court filing. Listen, if you want to sue TikTok, then sue them all, okay? Sue them all and get your fucking dirty money out of the insider trading world, right? Okay? Oh, well, it's not insider trading if my wife's the one trading. Go sit on a fire hydrant. TikTok cultivates social media addiction to boost corporate profits, California Attorney General Rob Bonta said in a statement. And what does Instagram do? What does Instagram do? Huh? Cultivates social media addiction to boost corporate profits. Take away TikTok. You could add any company right there, actually. You could just put any company. Google cultivates social media addiction to boost corporate profits. YouTube cultivates social media addiction to boost corporate profits. They're all trying to boost corporate profits. They don't really give a fuck. They're so worried about people being addicted to their phones, but there's fucking metal in the food or whatever, you know? Obviously I'm being egregious here, but you know, it's like, oh, well, TikTok, well, we're worried about the children. How many fucking food companies are gouging prices and making it harder for people with newborns or just people in general to buy food? Like how many companies you're not, it's all about TikTok and but we're worried for the children. If you cared about the children, you'd help them, pay for things a little bit easier. Okay? The children can't afford shit. Okay? Maybe figure that out. Anyways, we don't need to talk about this anymore. I'm getting angry. Let's do one maybe that's not as maybe something that I won't get pissed off at. Oh yeah, this is oh my God. I can't even look. I don't even want to look at that. I don't even want to look at this. This is bad. I found this. I don't know, but this is from June. I don't know how I'm just seeing this till now and why it wasn't all over the internet, to be honest with you. A robot gets a living skin that allows it to smile. I'm staring. It's like they have a little GIF of it. I'm at a loss for words. Uncanny feat is the result of new technology using engineered living skin, tissue, and human-like ligaments to give robots a more natural smile. Yeah, no, that is what really concerned me. The thing that made me uneasy about robots was that they weren't able to form a natural looking smile. Not that they're getting too smart and not that they're, learning at such an advanced pace and not that all these companies are trying to build like this AI juggernaut that just knows everything and can never do wrong. That's not what I'm concerned about. No. I'm actually not really worried about that at all. I was just a little bit worried that they couldn't smile. Not that makes it fucking creepier. It's critical for robots to have the ability to heal. Wait a minute, what? They have engineered skin that can heal, created small robots with biological muscle tissue, and 3D printed lab-grown meat. 3D printed lab-grown meat? He says the latest work on living skin has a string of potential next steps. This is like, I don't know how this wasn't bigger news, or maybe I just missed. This is like genuinely insane. Some chemical-based materials can be made to heal themselves if they require triggers such as heat, pressure, or other signals, and they also do not proliferate like cells, he said. Biological skin repairs minor lacerations as ours does. And nerves and other skin organs can be added for use in sensing and we are getting too close to playing God. Okay. Okay. I know, like, oh, no, but it doesn't have a conscience. It was created. We are getting in a gray area. It's starting to get gray. The scientists are starting to like really venture into the gray area. This is, I mean, 50 years from now, if they really keep moving with this, I mean, you're not going to be able to, they're going to be able to get that biological or that engineered lab grown meat and that skin so close. I feel like at 50 years by now, they'll get it so close to ours that like, you won't know that something's a robot until you cut it open, right? Because the AI will be so advanced. Man, dude, I hope they don't fucking try to kill us all. I hope they're cool. I hope they want to hang out with me. That is one thing that would be nice. I feel like the only positive thing that I'm really thinking about is it would obviously be great if nobody worked anymore and we all just hung out and like smoke weed together. That would really be awesome. Obviously that's like my number one life goal. It's just like we all hang out and like smoke weed and like do like finger paintings together. That would be beautiful. I'm really hoping for that in the future. Or if they do this robot thing and it's a positive thing that I'm trying to be optimistic about is like, I feel like it would be really great if they could engineer them to be like caretakers for like elderly people, or just like a sort of like a companion for somebody who maybe lost their spouse, or somebody who just lives alone in general. And, they just want somebody to talk to. And some of you might say, yeah, that's insane and that's scary. And they're talking to this robot. They're not having real human interaction. But if somebody lives alone, it's hard for them to get out and they're not really out and about much and they're just talking with themselves all the time. You don't want them to go insane. Maybe having like a little robot companion around the house might help. I don't know. That's just like what I'm optimistically hoping for. But this shit is scary. It is scary. It's scary not because we're progressing so fast, even though that is a little scary, to be honest. But that's not really the reason it's scary. The reason it's scary is because of how much could go wrong. Like there could absolutely a lot of good could come from this, but also a lot of bad could come from it as well. And I think that's important to realize. And then it says biometric robots could also become even more realistic with thicker skin, adding that future products could look to add sensors, pores, and even sweat glands and fat. Okay, so everything that I just explained that I thought was hypothetical, they're actually already thinking about it. So that's awesome. The team's paper says their work could also bring insights into how humans' wrinkles are formed. You're going to make these robots age naturally? No, I'm not. No. Anywho, thank you so much for listening. Spotify, Apple. That's where the show's at. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts, you could find it. But rate, review on Spotify and Apple, subscribe on YouTube, like the video, leave a comment, and follow the Instagram if you want to get involved in the show. Sometimes we do advice with Anthony. We didn't do it this week, but maybe we'll do it next week. Maybe we will. So check that over on the Instagram. And other than that, we had every episode like we always do with 2 claps and a Ric Flair. So can I get 2 claps and a Ric Flair? Woo! See you next week.